What would you do if somewhere in the world there was another version of you, living the exact same life, making the same choices, repeating the same patterns, reaching the same outcomes? It sounds impossible, yet this isn't a theory. It's a real, documented case, and it may be one of the strongest clues that our reality repeats the same script. In this video, we'll explore one of the most unsettling real-world anomalies ever recorded, a case that suggests our lives might not be separate stories at all, but variations of the same storyline replayed again and again. In 1940, at a small hospital in Ohio, two newborn twins came into the world. The boys were adopted to two different families and grew up never knowing the other existed. But the moment they left the hospital, their lives began to follow a pattern that defies everything we understand about reality. Both boys were named James. Both grew up loving carpentry and mechanical work. Both later worked in law enforcement. Both married a woman named Linda. Both had a son and gave him the same name. Years later, both men divorced and remarried to a different woman. Yet somehow, their new wives shared the exact same name, Betty. And just when investigators thought the parallels had to end, even their dogs were given the exact same name. That's when researchers began digging even deeper, hoping similarities would finally stop. But they didn't. Both men drove the same car brand. Both smoked the same cigarettes. Two men, two different towns, two completely separate lives, and yet somehow every major decision fell into perfect alignment. The case became so unbelievable it drew the attention of Dr. Thomas Bouchard at the University of Minnesota's Twin Research Center. His team ran psychological evaluations, IQ tests, medical comparisons. They even interviewed both adoptive families. They searched for anything that could explain this anomaly, but what they found was nothing. No shared environments, no shared influences, no hidden communications, nothing that should make two separate lives collapse into the same storyline. Almost as if reality duplicated the same script and let it play out at the same time. And if the same life can happen twice, then maybe that life was never theirs to begin with. Maybe it was part of a larger pattern, and the next story might prove exactly that. In 1838, Edgar Allan Poe published a short book, a fictional story about a starving crew lost at sea after a shipwreck. In that story, the men grow desperate and end up killing and eating the cabin boy, a boy named Richard Parker. 46 years later, a real shipwreck occurred. And just like in Poe's story, a starving crew killed and ate the cabin boy. His real name? Richard Parker. Almost as if the script of reality leaked into Poe's fictional world. But the strangest part is, this isn't the only time it happened. Decades later, in 1898, an author named Morgan Robertson wrote a novel titled Futility, a fictional story about a massive ship called Titan, marketed as an unsinkable ocean liner. In the book, the Titan strikes an iceberg. There aren't enough lifeboats. hundreds of passengers drown in the freezing waters of the North Atlantic. 14 years later, reality played out the exact same script. The largest ship ever built set sail across the same waters. Its name? The RMS Titanic. It strikes an iceberg, and just like in the story, there weren't enough lifeboats. Hundreds of passengers died as a result. Same cause, same ending. Even the ship's length, speed, and the number of lifeboats were nearly identical. At first, these stories sound like impossible coincidences, but together they reveal something deeper, a pattern that shouldn't exist. Perhaps we don't create our own reality at all. Perhaps it loops the same pre-written story again and again. Because maybe the universe doesn't generate new information, but reuses what already exists. And now, modern physics is beginning to show how this might actually be true. In 2023, a physicist named Dr. Melvin Vobson found the evidence that challenges everything we believe about reality. He proposed a new law of physics, one that doesn't describe matter or energy, but information. He calls it the second law of infodynamics. According to Vobson, the universe behaves like a system that constantly reduces information, not increases it. In physics, entropy, the measure of disorder, always rises. Things fall apart, data gets messier. But at the informational level, Vobson found the opposite happening. Information doesn't become more chaotic, it becomes simpler, cleaner, more efficient. Because according to his findings, the universe offsets the rising chaos by compressing unnecessary data. The same way, a software system prevents overload. And if that's true, then the most mysterious objects in the universe suddenly make a lot more sense. For decades, physicists believed black holes destroyed everything that fell into them: matter, energy, even information. But newer theories suggest something else. Black holes compress information to its smallest possible form. They don't erase data, they store it on their surface, like a cosmic hard drive. A place where reality folds itself into the smallest variation of its own memory, just to save space. A perfect data compression engine in a universe obsessed with efficiency. In Vobson's view, the universe behaves like a self-optimizing information processor, not a machine of matter, a machine of data. A system that saves resources by reusing patterns, compressing events, and eliminating anything that isn't needed. Just like a simulation. And suddenly, the repeated lives of the two James twins don't seem like an accident. The Richard Parker story doesn't feel like chance anymore. The Titan and Titanic don't feel like two separate creations. They feel like reused data, recycled templates, scripts stored in a system that doesn't waste information if it can help it. If Vobson is right, then our universe may not be telling infinite stories. It may be telling efficient ones, rewriting, compressing, and replaying the same patterns whenever it can. Because maybe reality isn't random at all. Maybe it's rendered, optimized, scripted, and every now and then, when the system slips, we can catch a glimpse of how it really works beneath the surface. Hey, thank you so much for staying with me until the very end. If you found this video interesting, I would definitely suggest to watch this one next. It dives even deeper into the idea that our reality might be a pre-written script. And there's a lot of stories that prove just that. And if you enjoy discovering different anomalies or strange facts about reality, you can now join the Beyond Meaning email list, where I share odd discoveries and strange details that never make it into the videos that I release here on YouTube. Think of it as an extension of every story that I upload here. Now, all the links are in the description, so feel free to sign up. But for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care.